Another word for connection is attunement.
Mm.
It's a slightly different emphasis, right? To attune to someone is a little bit different than to connect with them. And I think I actually I really got how important it is from Dr. Jeremy Jensen, the psychologist I did, who works with kids at LifeWorks, and we did a webinar together. And he was explaining, like, attunement is when you sort of tune into the person and feel into what their needs are.
Mm.
And so it's a little bit different than just connecting, even though I use that all the time. It's like, hey, let's make sure we connect first. But like, if someone comes in and they're frustrated, they're going to need something different than if they're sad, or if they're really excited, and so they're just kind of, their attention is elsewhere. And so being really highly attuned to what the individual we're working with is going through and experiencing is very helpful.
Yeah, well, it seems like one of the differentiating factors there is maybe connection feels like there's like inequality, and it's just like, oh, we're just going to connect. And not that there isn't value in connecting over like
Yeah.
the football, game this weekend or whatever. There's real value in that, but there is a difference of you holding yourself in a position of that you're caring for this person, you're caring for their growth and you're caring for their learning, and that it's you who is attuning to them. The connection doesn't come from them attuning to you. I mean, that might happen too, but that's not what you're creating. You're taking responsibility for attuning to them so that you can really meet them where they are. Yeah. Hmm.
So an example is like, if a student or a kid is really involved in some activity, and we just come in and say, hey, it's time for homework, that's not very attuned to where their mind is, where their attention is. So we would want to see that and go, hey, like, they're super involved in something. Let's come in more gently and kind of like help redirect over a little bit longer period of time. That would be a more attuned way of helping a student or a child transition, just for example, right? So
Mhm.
so being, again, this kind of comes back to what I was saying before. There's a way in which we can sort of want our kids to be a certain way. We can want ourselves to be a certain way, but we have to, in order to be effective, we have to always start with what's really real. We have to start with where we actually are. And we have to start with where our kids actually are. You can't, if you're trying to get to point C and you're at point A, but you really wish you were already at point B, and so you give directions from point B to C, it's going to be the wrong directions.
Mm.
You have to go all the way back to point A and say, okay, you're at point A. We both probably wish you were at least at point B, but oh well. So how do we get from A to B? Let's go there first. And once we're at B, then I'll give you those directions. I'm eager to give you the directions from B to C so you can get to the end goal, but we got to get to B first.